Hello, everybody. Ben Rogers here, the Raptors Digest, here to react to the Raptors' 103-98 win against the Charlotte Hornets. And this is the Raptors had the lead throughout the game. It did at no point did it feel like we were going to lose, in my opinion. I don't know for everyone else, but the Hornets did keep up in this one. They've been playing some good basketball as of late, except for the Celtics loss the other day. They've been playing really well, trying to fight for that 8th seed. The Eastern Conference has been pretty tough this season, but it wasn't your greatest Raptors game, but a win nonetheless. We'll get right into it. DeMar DeRozan, he had 19 points tonight, 8 assists, which was a key, 4 rebounds. Just a classic DeMar DeRozan game this season. He's been moving the ball, executing, and especially for the first 3 quarters, DeMar just seemed like he's a complete player this season. Talking about it, every game we need him to play really well. Every game the bench unit is kind of not bench mobbing, but doing not too much. DeMar DeRozan's there to pick up the slack for the bench, and DeMar's an all-star, 4-time all-star, absolute beast. And down the stretch of the game, when we really needed him to close the game, I know people don't really like the ISO ball. I'm not a fan of it either, but it worked tonight. It worked tonight. DeMar DeRozan finished the game, hit a couple clutch shots, made most of his free throws down the stretch. Just solid all-around performance from DeMar. But, yeah, before we talk about any other players, Jack Armstrong brought up a stat that was pretty important for this game. We had 21 assists for the first 3 quarters of the game, playing that new culture-shifted basketball, moving the ball, looking like the Spurs 2.0 out there. And then just the fourth quarter, we only have 1 assist. That stuff can't happen, right? The Charlotte Hornets beat us 29-21 in the fourth, and we can't be reverting back to ISO ball down the stretch. It will work against the Charlotte Hornets, but it will not work against the Boston Celtics. It will not work against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I trust that we're knocking it out of the system for the most part. I know a few guys' shots were off, especially in the fourth. Fred didn't really seem like himself, but I don't know. I really don't want us to push away from the things that's putting us in position to be the best team in the Eastern Conference. So we still got about 20 games left to end the season. Really like to see that stuff knocked out of our game. But Jonas Valanciunas, this guy, if you recall early in Jonas's career, whenever he played against Dwight Howard, it was a sin. It was a sin for poor Jonas. Dwight Howard, just an athletic beast, jumping out of he was Superman, jumping out of phone booths, whatever, in the dunk contest, and it was always a tough matchup for JV, but especially this season, JV has owned that man, owned that Hall of Fame player. He had 18 points, 13 rebounds tonight, splashing threes left and right. And Jonas has been something really weird. Jonas has been confident with his handles of late, especially where people are running at him from 3. He's looking like Steph Curry out there, crossing bys up, going to the rim, getting some nice dunks in the lane. So he's getting the Steph Curry 3, the Steph Curry handle. We just got a 7-foot Steph Curry on our roster. So I love to see some more of that out of Jonas. But my only gripe with Jonas, a couple times down the stretch, he had that open 3. Right? There was a defender there, but he had enough space where he could have got a completely clean look. And he hesitates, and he's still a bit afraid to take that 3 down the stretch of games. So, I don't know. I want to see Jonas shooting that 3. It feels like he never misses. I want to see Jonas shooting a few more 3s. And another thing about tonight's game. So, obviously, OG Anunoby is out, with that ankle injury. And last game, Norman Powell started and didn't take advantage of the opportunity. So Dwayne Casey really didn't give him another shot and started Malcolm Miller. The man's out of Holy Cross University. And gave him some run. And he looked fine. He had 0 points, a rebound. He had a couple nice looks that just went in and out. Malcolm Miller's a really good 3-point shooter. So he didn't do anything bad. Didn't really do anything to stand out. He took his open 3s. Looked like they should have fallen. They're both in and out. I'd like to see Malcolm Miller get some more run. I think he could be a good player for us, especially when the bench mob has to get paid next season. So if we can't keep all of them together. But I think Malcolm Miller's promising. But for the second night in a row, Norm Powell he can't take advantage of the opportunities Casey's giving him. He had 0 points. He only had 4 minutes tonight, but 0 of 3 from the field, 0 of 2 from 3. It's really weird because last season, the season before, him as a rookie in a second year, just every time, it didn't matter that he'd be our 12th man. Whenever he went in, he'd do Norman Powell things. He'd be hustling. He'd be playing defense. He'd be getting to the rim. He'd hit his open threes. And that just hasn't been the case this season. I know that's something really tough to ask from someone as a player to come off the deep bench and not being guaranteed. I guess it hurts even more after you've just got a big contract and you expect to be a rotation player, but we need more out of Norman Powell. And whether that means we have to give him more minutes, I don't know, because he's not getting minutes over OG and Siakam. That just can't happen, and CJ. So it'll be interesting to see what happens going forward with Norm. Hopefully he'll get his stride back. I'm still counting on playoff Norm. Playoff Norm is absolutely phenomenal. I think he might be the secret. This is conspiracy theory right now. Conspiracy theory. Ben Rodgers on Dwayne Casey and Norman Powell have it planned that Norman Powell is just going to act like trash all this season. He's just going to act like trash, be garbage in the regular season, and playoff time, no one has a scouting report for him. Everyone's like, oh, this guy can't hit threes, this guy can't dunk. And then we're going to sub Norm in like we do every playoffs, and he's going to average 30. That's That's my conspiracy theory. Let me know what you guys think. Hopefully it comes true. But yeah, that's essentially it for the Raptors roster. CJ Miles hit a couple. He hit a couple of ridiculous threes. Wasn't super efficient tonight, but the ones he did hit looked real nice. And he had a pretty wild dunk, which was great. Yak didn't do too much. He got hit with a lot of foul trouble. So we saw Bebe get some run. He didn't do much either. Jonas was handling the center position tonight. He did a good job with it, but it's always tough for a big to get in a rhythm with being in foul trouble. And Fred didn't seem like he's been a bit off the last couple games. He's still good. Like, he's steady Freddy. And his bad games aren't bad. But, you like to see a little bit more out of Fred VanVleet. And DeLon's been a bit quiet. And the bench was just a bit off tonight, but that's fine. They've been the best bench by far in the NBA. They can have a couple off nights, especially against the Charlotte Hornets. Ibaka played well, 17 points, 8 rebounds. So I guess we'll get straight into the segments. And tonight, the play of the day, not a play from this game. Even though Jonas started off the game with a nice little pump fake dunk, that was really nice. But goes to the broadcast booth. They got the Damari Carroll Gold Star last game. As the booth, they brought up the Celtics. They brought up how well they're playing with Marcus Smart. It's a big no-no. Not about that. You start crediting the Celtics, you get a Damari Carroll Gold Star award. So just how it goes. But they made up for it tonight, giving a shout-out to Carl English in the St. John's Edge at halftime. Had 58 points last night. I was there at the game. St. John's Edge got the win. 58 points from an NBL player. Great. Just, they brought that up. Love to see some Newfoundland shout-outs in there. And they even though they flubbed the St. John's reference, I don't know. You gotta give the home province a bit of shout out. So bless up for that. You're getting the play of the day. Gotta love it. But the OG, not all plays can be the play of the day. And some just make you say OGs. And tonight, the OGs play of the night. It's going to an actual play tonight. Down the stretch, we all know how clutch Kemba Walker is. He hit that mean shot at UConn. If you haven't seen that, definitely worth a watch. He had a game where maybe in the Final Four or something, crossed a guy up, hit a mid-range. Kemba Walker's a clutch man. And, yeah, so I was a bit worried with Kemba Walker down the stretch. And then Serge Ibaka fouls him on what could have been a 4-point play. It made me say, oh, geez, watching the game. Even though it was a 2-point shot and Kemba Walker missed it, it went in and out. His foot was just on the line. I really don't like that foul down the stretch. So Serge Ibaka, you made me say, oh, geez, here tonight. And finally, the Damari Carroll Gold Star Award. I promise this is the last time, probably won't be, but the last time we'll bring up this ESPN rankings thing that they do in the summers. And the Damari Carroll Gold Star is always going to them because they put the Charlotte Hornets ahead of us. They put them ahead of us. They said they're going to have more wins, more projected wins this season than us. And we swept those scrubs. The Charlotte Hornets are scrubs. They are not better than the Toronto Raptors. We're the best team in the Eastern Conference. You keep hating on us, ESPN. You're going to keep getting the DeMar Carroll Gold Star Award. Proving you wrong. We had a video. Prove the haters wrong. Check that out. Yeah. That's absurd. Putting the Charlotte Hornets ahead of the Toronto Raptors. They have buffoons, not baboons, buffoons over at ESPN. All those viewers should come watch the Raptors Digest. Watch some real teams. Watch real analysis. Anyways, that's it from me. Riker will be back next pod. But check out, he had that crazy game against the Bucks. Riker was actually there for that game, and he vlogged. Yes, Casey Neistat, Riker Richard, vlogged his experience at that game. So that was a really cool thing. Check that out. That video is posted just before this game. And anyways, thanks for listening. Subscribe if you like. Check out our other videos. And perfect.